I guess I can continue on here. We'll do round 2. So round 2, we'll start right back where we were on the left side here. So round 2, we have the Winnipeg Jets versus the Dallas Stars. Tough decision to be made here. I think I'm gonna give it to Winnipeg, even though they could easily be out-muscled by the Dallas Stars. I'm gonna go with Winnipeg. I'm gonna go 4-2. 4-2 again. I feel like that's like the default, where if you're really not sure, so 4-2 Winnipeg, moving on to that Western Conference Finals. And then in the second round, on the next bracket down here, we have the Knights, the Golden Knights, versus the Oilers. A matchup that, I feel like we've seen these teams so many times in the playoffs, and playoffs are a totally different animal. Brings out the best version of that team, the intensity. Oh man, this is a tough one. It really is. I'm gonna go with the Golden Knights. I think the Golden Knights are gonna have that resurgence of real, true greatness again in the playoffs. I think they're gonna beat Edmonton, and I think they're gonna beat Edmonton. Surprise! This might be a shocker, but I think this is gonna be a 7-game series. I do. I really do. I think it's gonna be 4-3, Vegas. All right, moving on over to the East Coast again. So we have Toronto versus the Panthers in round 2. So I think this is where Toronto gets knocked out. I fully expecting them to lose at some point. It's just a matter of when. Sorry, Toronto fans, but that's just how it is. Yeah, I think Florida is going to beat Toronto. It could easily be another 7-game series. Like I said, sometimes we've seen Toronto and they were up and it looked like, wow, they're finally going to do it. They're finally going to advance further. And then somehow, some way, they managed to screw it all up and get eliminated from the playoffs. So I think Florida takes it. I think it could be, it could be a 7-game series, but I'm going to go again with a 4-2 Florida. So Florida moving on again to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, moving down to the next second round matchup. Excuse me. We have the Washington Capitals versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Talk about matchups. Damn. It's hard to not pick Carolina to go on to win that one. Washington Washington did have the better record, but that don't mean anything in the playoffs. That's a totally different ball game. The intensity, the physicality, everything is just revved up, cranked up to 10, if not 11. So, which team will step it up and be able to, rev up that intensity to the next gear or shift into the next gear? I think this could be a shocker, but I think Washington can beat Carolina. I think this could be a 4-2 series, or it could be a 7-game series. It could go either way. It really depends on how much Washington just wears down Carolina with the physicality. So I'm going to go with Washington with a shocking upset against the Hurricanes, and I'm going to go with a 4-2 on that one. So Washington moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Those are my predictions. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think down in that comment section. Are any of my predictions, how you see things going, or am I totally off base here with all my predictions? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in that comment section. Please let me know. Drop a like if you did enjoy the video. It helps me out a ton. And we do all sorts of content on the channel. We do these predictions. We mostly do musical reactions and gaming videos, but hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of that content, and make sure you hit that noti bell so that you know when it's coming out. You don't want to miss it if you enjoyed it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the playoffs as much as I'm going to, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.